Hello and welcome to the Hit the Post podcast, episode 3. And unfortunately, we had a guest on our show that was scheduled to be on this podcast episode, but unfortunately, he did. So we are left with Harsh Chetan. So again, we are blessed with a second Harsh squared conversation. So I hope we can get some good views and some top banter. And as you can tell, we are not sponsored. We need a microphone, so please sponsor us in the link below.
That is just
Okay.
a cutout.
All right. Super. Super. So so
DIY.
how you guys? So how you guys doing? Tell me. Harsh Chopra.
Wow. It's Harsh Kumar,
Who's
by the
that?
way. But anyways,
Yeah, who's
uh,
Chopra?
it's been a very quiet weekend. Didn't do much yesterday, as the other Harsh.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
other than that, yeah, uni stuff happening, football matches, Champions League final, and we haven't really spoken about how United didn't go through Europa League semi-final. So that'll be interesting, considering I had predicted that they'll go through.
I think everyone did
trust,
on the
trust me.
podcast.
For three of us, there's nothing happening for our club right at this moment. So let's just calm down and start talking about
I
something else.
I'm very happy with that. I'm okay with that. Let's get that right. Anyways, let's get on to the main topic of this podcast, which is going to be the Premier League fixtures are out. Sevilla has won the Europa League, and there's a ton of transfer news going around. So let's get started with that. Yeah, sounds good.
Yep.
Yep.
Superb.
Go ahead.
Okay, superb. So I don't know if anyone knows, but the Europa League happened 2 days ago. So when we're recording it on the day of the Champions League finals, which is why we are not able to talk about that just yet. Anyways, so this Europa League finals was quite an interesting one, wasn't it, Harsh Kumar?
Shocking.
Yeah, I
Oh, अच्छा,
mean,
okay, okay. And that's
I.
happening.
It's okay,
Go, go,
Harsh.
go,
You'll
go
get your
ahead, go
chance.
ahead.
You'll
Try
get your
it, try it,
chance.
try it, try it. No, no,
You're
no, no,
just a
try it.
guest.
Thanks, thanks, thanks.
Go ahead, go
So,
ahead, Harsh
Go ahead,
Kumar.
Kumar.
Sevilla, I think they played really well, even though Inter had probably had the better chances. Lukaku was one on one, and he didn't take the chance. But other than that, Sevilla have really played well this not only this match but the full Europa League. They've overcome Roma, United, Wolves, now Inter Milan. So, I mean, everyone was expecting either Inter or United to win. But yeah, Sevilla have taken, and obviously they are the champions of Europa League in terms of winning the trophy almost every alternate season. So in that
You
sense,
would
it's a
say that they are the Europa League king.
yeah,
Giants.
They
Yeah, of
beat
course.
Liverpool. They beat Liverpool when we were still in the competition a while back. But yeah, they've been absolutely solid in that competition. Like there's no
I
doubt
agree.
about it. What do you think
I
about the
agree.
performance, Harsh Chetan?
Dude, Sevilla in the Europa League is like Liverpool in the Champions League. But in their La Liga, they're like United.
I mean,
So
I have a
You
whole
get
it's
it.
a different it's a
You
different
get it.
ball game only. It's a different ball game. When you
I would
face
say they are
them,
like the Real Madrid of Champions League. I wouldn't say the Liverpool. Liverpool are like mid-table Champions League team.
I meant this season.
Oh, this
this
season.
I
season
must I
this
must
season's Liverpool
make
team.
yeah, dude, all day, all day.
Yes.
Anyways,
And
but dude,
especially
they
for
were
Nawaz. For
yeah,
Nawaz, it's his fourth title.
it's
It's unheard
insane.
of for a single like a player to win four times at the same club. I assume that
Yeah,
Yeah,
is an
I
we've
think
had a
achievement, and
couple of
how.
players.
yeah, I think there are quite a few actually, Harsh.
Yeah.
Oh, they are.
Ronaldo
Whoa,
in the
Europa
Champions
for
League. Champions League.
Champions League. Yeah, of course, of course.
But but anyways, I think it was quite one hell of a run that they had. They
Oh,
strung
of
together.
course.
They beat United and then they beat Inter Milan in the finals. Well deserved, I must say. They had a very clean tactic throughout the entire run, which was simply hold back, hold back, hold back, and then attack on the counter because that's all we saw them do. And very fluent play, I must say. I think they had a very strong, cohesive unit that were always working very hard for the ball, and it clearly showed, I would say. And they defied all odds. They defied all odds because
Of course.
I don't think they were even in the conversation. Even though they have such a good history of the competition, they were not even close to like spoken about. Everyone thought, okay, yeah, definitely United is going to win, or definitely Inter Milan going to win. There was no talk about Sevilla actually winning. So if you think about it, they actually were the underdog. Okay, so great. Now let's move on to the next topic. I wanted to know what you thought about Antonio Conte, because now that they've lost the finals, and is there still hope for him? Because I saw a hilarious post about I think one of the fans or someone on the bench was basically making fun of Conte, and he did was say, "Meet me outside the stadium once this is done, and we will deal with it."
Oh,
So imagine
wow.
imagine the amount of shithousery involved in that.
That was
This is,
Banega from Sevilla. He said that, I think.
oh yeah, he told
Banega.
that the
Yeah,
Yeah.
content.
yeah.
That
He
this,
went to touch his hair to see if it was a wig or his real hair.
oh
Conte reported
damn,
saying that.
For those of you who don't
damn.
know, Conte was nearly bald. He was nearly bald about
He
20
did
years
a
back.
transplant.
So to see him with a full head of hair is pretty surprising, I would say. So
You know
that's where the comment is all from.
that's right. That particular incident reminds me of our party scenes in India. I mean, we all know what happens in parties in
What
clubs.
happens?
You meet me
You cut your
outside.
hair. Oh,
Meet me
in that
Yeah,
outside.
sense.
that's
Yeah, that's true.
I thought you were talking about people pulling hair in party. I was like, what?
wow.
Yeah,
What
Relax,
happened with
Chopra.
me?
That
exactly.
that happens somewhere else. Relax, relax.
Oh my God.
Let's keep
Okay,
it PG
anyway,
13.
getting back on track. Getting back on
Yeah,
track.
yeah. Sorry, sorry, sorry.
So as everyone knows, we are recording this before the Champions League finals.
That's right.
But like, let's just quickly get a quick prediction. What do you think is gonna happen? What do you think, Harsh Chetan?
I think so. I'm gonna go like off the leg and say 2-1 PSG because
Wow,
Neymar. Yeah, for Neymar to score and assist. Strong predictions
wow.
that Neymar will score and assist.
I must say that Bayern are favorites going into this.
That's right. I totally agree. But I think PSG will have that slight edge because everyone assumed Bayern to take it like full hands down. But PSG has have the superstars to change the game in a quick minute. So I
I
personally would
mean,
go for a 2-1 win, Neymar assist
okay.
and goal.
Wow. Okay, that's pretty specific, man. I
Of
must
course.
say.
I mean,
What do you think, Harsh Chopra?
yeah, I think Bayern will take it 3-2. I feel people have put Bayern as favorites because they have a full team, like a proper team of 11 players that are all performing. And the PSG, the issue with
Wow.
them is that if you take out Mbappe and Neymar, then they don't really have a lot of game changers. Yes, Di Maria can perform on his day, but PSG can. I feel they can nick in a couple of goals. That's why I gave a prediction of 3-2. But I think Bayern as a unit right now are unstoppable, and they should be looking to win the treble this season.
Yeah,
Also, what do you
that.
think? What do you think about Verratti's fitness? Because he is
Yeah, I don't
fit for
think
the game now.
I don't think he's gonna start.
Oh, but he
I
is pretty
mean,
fit for the game.
to be honest, like I think it's very well favored in Bayern side because they have a massively long run of fixtures in 2020 that has just been win non-stop. They won the Bundesliga. They had a superb run. They have thrashed Barcelona 8-2. So if you look at it, actually, I would not go against Bayern. I just would not. Even if I
Okay.
think even if I think they might not win, I would not go against them in any case. So yeah, I think that's definitely going to be a very tasty fixture, which is actually 12:30 a.m. IST. Drop your comments, tell us what you think about the game, and probably we can converse on that topic. So yeah, getting on to the next topic. Okay, so great. Now let's get on to the most exciting part of this week, which was the Premier League fixture announcements.
Oh,
I don't think anyone knows, but like there were a lot of fixtures released last week. I say at 9 a.m. on a Friday night, on a Friday morning in UK, and we actually got a good glimpse as to what's going to happen in the coming few weeks. You want to read out the first week fixtures, Harsh?
Yeah, sure. So if I want to pick out the most exciting fixtures, I would say Liverpool versus Leeds United and Spurs versus Everton. I think these two matches are going to be close matches. Even though Liverpool are the champion team, Leeds United are coming up with a big amount of unpredictability through Bisla's game plans. So it'll be really exciting to see like how they go and how they play against the champions. Spurs and Everton.
So
Sorry, yeah. Spurs and Everton. I'm only saying it because these are two mid-table teams, so I think it'll be a good clash between them.
I like how you mentioned that Spurs is
yeah,
mid-table, but I would
yeah.
want to talk about the Liverpool fixture you're saying that Liverpool, even though we've gone unbeaten for almost 48 games or 49 games, I'm not too sure, unbeaten at
It's at
home
home,
in the
right?
Premier
Huh.
League.
Hmm.
Yeah, you're saying that it'll be a close fixture that
No,
Liverpool playing
I
at home.
no, I'm saying it'll be an exciting fixture. I think there'll be a lot of goals,
Okay, fair enough.
Should be.
and it won't be
Fair enough.
very one-sided. Like it won't be Liverpool dominating throughout the game.
But don't
I
forget that when Norwich came to the Premier League, they were a very pressing side, and I think we had them last in the at home. We had them first, and we absolutely smashed them 4-1.
Yeah, but to
So
be fair, Norwich did not have the excitement around them the way Leeds have with
Leeds
them right
does,
now.
of course.
yeah, it's true.
And
That's
their
true.
pressing game does not seem to be like how teams generally they try to press thinking that this is the style, this is how we should play, and sometimes they get it wrong in terms of doing that because then they are exposed. I think Leeds United, from Bisla's point of view, he has put up a pressing game which is very effective. Obviously, when you come to the Premier League, none of
Things
its
change.
championship form matters because it's the Premier
Of
League,
course.
so you never
Plus,
know
they're
what's
playing
going to
the
happen.
champions.
Which is why I said that it'll be interesting to see how it turns out for them.
Harsh Chetan,
I
I actually wanted to ask you, um, what do you think about the newly promoted sides actually facing tough fixtures? Because I think West Brom, Fulham, and Leeds have got at least one of the top four
That's
in
it.
one of the big four. I'm including Arsenal because it's more traditional. So sorry, Arsenal fans. Uh, but
Wow. See,
one of the top four in the first five fixtures. What do you think about that?
that's it. See, I see for Fulham playing Arsenal, I see Arsenal's defense still really weak.
Yeah,
So I can
yeah,
I can guarantee they're going to leak at least 2 goals, which I hope Mitrovic will score. Because he has something to prove to the Premier League. Because last time Fulham got promoted, he was shambolic. They're shifting to West Brom. Okay, West Brom have some exciting prospect like Pereira, who could change the game for them. But I still see Leicester dominating the full game from the full 90 minutes.
yeah.
Moving on to Leeds, like how Chopra mentioned, they have a really, they could be the Sheffield United of last season. Okay, that's
Yeah,
what
I
I
think that's a
like.
very good comparison, actually.
Exactly. Yeah, they could be looking at the top 10, pushing it, but they could be. But I still see them losing the first game to Liverpool because Liverpool are a dominant force. And Salah,
Yeah,
Mane, and Firmino, unstoppable.
yeah. So yeah, I mean, like that's a very interesting point, actually. Leeds have a lot of potential to reach the top 10 at least. So we should see where that heads and how how Bielsa can actually make that work. Is it Bisla or is it Bielsa?
I
Bisla?
think
I
it's
don't know. I just
Bielsa.
wanted
I think it's Bielsa.
Bielsa, right? It's
Yeah,
Bielsa. Yeah, I think it's
Is
okay.
it
which
Harsh
Just
or
making
Hesh?
sure.
but it's harsh.
It's the same thing. Okay, just so you
Is
know,
it
he's
harsh
Hirsch,
or harsh?
he's Hirsch, he's Hirsch, and he's Harsh.
Yeah.
Anyway, getting getting on to getting on to probably the exciting part of the Premier League fixture being released is everyone coming up with new draft for the Fantasy Premier League
Ooh,
game.
FPL.
So so FPL is going to be one very interesting one. Who do you think are differential players in your view, Harsh Kumar?
Uh, I would say Mitrovic. He is so he had a very good season in the championship. I think he scored 20 odd goals in the championship. But the problem is that the fact that he has had a stint in the Premier League and it didn't go very well. So I feel that Mitrovic could be a bargain buy considering how expensive a lot of the players are now compared to last season. I
He's
mean,
at
obviously,
6 million.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
six
that's
million,
6 million, right?
which is very good compared to a lot of the players that are obviously Danny Ings is now
Hmm.
8.5, Jimenez is 8.5, Rashford's gone up. So yeah, I think Mitrovic is one. Also, I would say I would look at Tottenham players as well, some of the Tottenham players, and it's very interesting because they've got good fixtures coming up. It just depends on how sets them up and how
Yeah.
they want to play. If they do play expansive football, which I highly doubt, but if they do that, then I think Kane and Son could be some players that people might look at because I
Yeah.
don't think they are players that people are looking at in terms of spending.
So yeah, so getting on to that point, actually, one very interesting topic you mentioned was Sun. I'm actually very active on Twitter. I dropped a link in the below so you can also follow me. And I actually I've been looking at a lot of people's drafts and a lot of people's comments about different fixture, different differential players, and almost nobody mentioned Son. At least on my list. I mean, I'm sorry if I missed it. But at least on my feed, I did not see a lot of mention of Sun. And so I prompted a question, and it turned out there were a lot of people owning Sun. So I mean, I'm just trying to figure out if he's a differential as such, but he's definitely one that's up there. Especially
Sure,
given his
definitely.
price tag of 9 million and his very tasty run of fixtures, I must say. He got Everton at home, so that should be exciting.
That's right.
Now,
Well,
the
also,
only one
also
thing, yeah,
he scored 2 goals in his preseason.
yeah, he got a point per match of
Exactly.
5.5 in the last 6 or 7 fixtures. So
Hmm.
it clearly shows that no matter where he's playing, because he was playing wide in the last 6 7 fixtures, but he still ended up with some points. He still ended up with a goal or an assist or some sort of return of such. And I should also mention that he's playing Everton at home, and even though it might seem like an easy picture, um, you know, Mourinho is his xG, his expected goals basically is almost always under one. So given that, it's like, will he score? Will he not score? What do you think,
That's
Harshit?
right. So yeah, so I would just like to go back a little where Harsh Kumar pointed at Mitrovic and Son. If you go to see in the FPL app, they have an average of 25% selection. So I wouldn't call them a differential. A differential would be someone with like a 1 point or below 5% of selection.
10%, yeah, more or less.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
that we can see if it could change. And in my perspective, I would put Deli Ali because he got 2 assists in his preseason and he's looking really active under Mourinho
But do you
to
think he's
start.
gonna play?
Oh, of course he's going to play because he started for his the preseason, and
I mean,
I
preseason,
hope.
See, it's
you look at
yeah,
testing players. I don't think that's a definite
yeah.
first team.
Don't forget. I mean, he was injured for a while. Dele Ali, he
Yeah,
Exactly,
was
he
injured,
definitely was.
but he hasn't been performing even before that. He did come in and score. He came in
Well,
and scored. I
before.
think the third last game week or the second last game week, but that
Oh,
was
he
all
did.
we saw from him. That's all we saw from him. So it would be very
That's right.
interesting to talk about that. And one last thing I would like to point out, Harsh Chopra, is that Man City and United are not playing. Can you give me some background on that? Tell the viewers
Oh,
why they're not playing.
yeah. So because United and City qualified into the later stages of their European competitions, they have been given extended breaks. So their first fixture, which was supposed to be on 12th September, now both of them are playing on 19th September. So that will be a blank game week for both of them, and this will be a interesting thing because United and City players are very popular in terms of attacking options. And now, how do people accommodate them? I mean, do they just put them in the first week, or do they wait for the first week and put them in the second game week? I mean, we will be talking about this in more detail in the coming weeks. But yeah, it will be interesting to see how people react to that.
Yeah, definitely,
right.
definitely.
Very
They
well
have
said.
like a 30-day break between their last fixture
Yeah,
and the
a
start of the
month, right?
season, so that's
Yeah.
why. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would be pretty exciting. Anyways, so I mean, like let's move on to the last bit of the podcast, which is the most exciting part, which is the transfer news. You know,
Ooh.
and there's been a lot of stuff going on, and Harshit, and you want to talk me through that?
Yeah. So let's start with City because there's been this rumor where Barcelona are interested in Angelino, our left back that in Leipzig. Yeah, in Leipzig he reached the semi.
That
So
makes no
uh,
What?
sense.
What?
That
what?
makes no sense.
What? That is it is it's a true thing.
I mean, it could be
Let's get
true,
on to
but
the
I'm just thinking, why would Barcelona want Angelino? That's all.
Well, wait, come on.
let's.
Alba is pretty old. Okay, please.
But he's still
And
solid,
oh
Yeah.
yeah, he is still
and they're
solid.
better
I won't
option
lie.
than Angelino.
Okay, relax, relax. He's a good. He's a ball strong, and he
Yeah,
has
that's
a good
that's why he's
crossing.
playing for City, right? That's why he's playing for City, right?
Ball.
He's on loan.
Dude,
He's on loan to the winners.
that's true.
To whom?
Leipzig, Leipzig.
Leipzig.
Leipzig,
Leipzig.
Leipzig. Sorry, my bad. Yeah, but
Yep.
let's move on to some very interesting pieces of news,
Yeah.
which
So
has
that
actually been
is
grabbing the headlines. So
uh,
that is Kai
Arsenal.
Havertz. That is
Well, relax.
Havertz.
He
That's the
has
I
main
been
thing.
on the radar of Chelsea since a long time.
Yeah,
Like they've been favorites. Like I think Real Madrid, Bayern, they're like massive giants wanted to cab him, but he's been a big target for Lampard's Chelsea, and I think it's going to go through, and it's going to be just the signing of the summer.
I think it's
What do you
getting
all think?
dragged along too much. Havertz and Sancho. Like if you're talking
Yeah,
about transfers that are taking too long, I don't think. I mean, you said this before. I don't think Chelsea need Havertz. They need defenders more than which they are
yeah.
looking for. I think they want Chilwell for 50 million, which is getting talked about a lot, but
Overpriced.
overpriced.
Wow.
Overpriced.
Yeah,
I
but
mean, aren't all Leicester City players? Chopra would know.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
our captain
No,
is in the
but
jail, so I don't know what to say.
oh my god.
Oh
Oh my
God.
god. Okay, but like let's just mention the fact that these transfers generally get done like within a week of the deadline date. When is that, Harsh Kumar?
It's 5th October. Deadline
5th
days are 5th
October.
October. Yeah,
So given that there are only 2 weeks left, I mean, either we're gonna have to see some traction.
1 month.
2 weeks,
2 weeks?
3.
One. Yeah. Yeah.
1 month.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Sorry, my bad. My bad.
One. No, no, no.
1 month, 1 month and 2 weeks. My bad. So I mean, the point being that you generally see a lot of traction coming in only after like within the last 2 weeks of the deadline day. You see, if it were to go through, and plus don't forget that Dortmund, the sporting director has actually said that Sancho is not going
Sancho would be.
anywhere, and he wants to stay. And then Sancho also released a statement saying that you know I want to be a mentor for the players, these young players in the team, and I think I was in their possession, so it would be important for me
We
to be a
have young
mentor of
players. He
some
could
sort.
be mentor for us also.
You all have bought all your young players. What happened to that?
No, hold on.
Oh,
We've had a lot of
oh,
young players we've not bought. Only Martial is the one
Okay,
we.
only yeah, and Pogba, but then
No, technically
he
Pogba
got
is our
so
academy player.
it's a gray area. We call it a gray area.
Loophole.
No, but that would be an interesting one if Sancho joins. He's definitely going to rip it up because now if you consider Fernandez, Sancho, and Pogba, and in that little trio midfield ahead of Greenwood, Martial, and Rashford, you're coming up with like an all-class,
How much do you think
attack.
Sancho will be priced at if he joins United for FPL?
120, 120.
no,
He'll
no,
be
no,
priced
on
at
No, no, no.
FPL.
120.
I'm saying FPL. If he joins
Okay,
United,
on FPL.
And will he be
yeah,
a midfielder or a forward?
he can be a midfielder.
Also interesting. Yeah, maybe no, maybe it could be a forward in the game.
Yeah,
Maybe.
in the game
Um,
he could be a
but
forward.
but yeah, but like I would say around 9.5, 10. That would be the approximate.
I think it would be
So
10.
if you
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
so
10's a
if
good
you were
price.
to actually bring him in, then it would be a bit of a makeshift between choosing Rashford, Fernandez, and Sancho if you were to come because they're all around the same price tag.
And
So
Martial
that would
as
be
well,
quite an
because
interesting
then
thing.
he will also become part of the
Nine,
conversation.
yeah, but
That's
he
right.
become 9. Yeah,
Hmm.
I mean, yeah, that's true. That'd be a very interesting one. And yeah, what else is happening in the world of the transfer news? I think
I think
uh,
Arsenal are doing some good
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
Arsenal, I think they've
in
signed
defense.
Gabriel. Gabriel, his name is.
they've not signed him yet. They've not signed
Yeah,
him
I
yet.
mean,
Oh,
yeah, I think they've reached an agreement though that they are
Yeah,
going to get him. So yeah, then that will be a defender. I mean, I've
right.
not seen him play a lot, so I can't really judge how good he is. But if they are spending like 30 million on him, then they probably think that he can defend at least better than David Luiz.
yeah, true. That is true. And they definitely need defenders. Arsenal is one team that has been they've been a Ferrari in the front, and then they've been a Fiat at the back. They are the definition of that. They've got shit defenders that
That's
have
right.
nowhere
That's
near
right.
the capacity of playing the Premier League itself. And then you have like the likes of Mustafi, and you have the likes of even what's his name, Rob
Holding,
Holding. You've
yeah.
got yeah. So you
Well,
got some really really bang average players. I get that Rob Holding is pretty young, so you need to
oh,
give him
really?
time.
Okay.
but it's not enough for a team like Arsenal, you know. So we gotta figure that out as well. But anyways, like
Also,
last
I have a
news,
question for
yeah.
y'all. I have a question for y'all. Talking about big summer signings, who do you think is going to perform the best in FPL from the big summer signings?
Like
It
whoever has already
Warner is
signed,
one of them. Yeah, yeah, of course, already signed players.
I would say Werner.
Yeah, I think one
Hmm.
thing that a case for Warner that I can make is that last season, I don't think anyone knows this, but last season Liverpool had 109 big chances in the entire season, and we actually had a prolific striker of Mo Salah, and we have Mane as well. So it was very interesting to see that he actually they converted those chances. Now, unfortunately, they did not have that in Chelsea. So Werner being there, Chelsea had
Gonna
107
help
big
them.
chances. So
That's
it's
right.
very important that we actually talk about this in more detail. But
That's right.
we'll have to wait and see and actually understand how it go.
Of
Anyways,
course.
so we speak about that next week, and let's go with the outro. So like, comment, subscribe. I have no clue what to say, and thanks a lot for watching, guys. Thanks for being on the podcast, Chetan. And we please
Always.
give us your view and tell us what you think about it. Yeah,
Oh, it's been a
cheers,
yeah.
and please sponsor
See
us.
you guys.
Please sponsor
See
us.
you guys.
Oh,